Hi, and welcome back to Soul Food Ministries and Outreach. I'm Henriette Hobson. Thank you for tuning in. Welcome to the focus of this channel, which is Jesus. He's the Lord, God, and King of everything here. He's the Lord and God and King of my life and of everything I do, and that includes this channel. The main ministry focus of this channel is no more Jim Crow. We are not going back. Black Americans are not going back. We refuse to accept any of that in any form. Laws may be changed and things may be taking place, but that does not change what we feel in our hearts and our minds and how we're not going to be moved. We have resources that we can use to continue on and move forward, Black Americans. We do not have to get into fret or fear in any way about what is actually taking place. Um, we have resources. We're talented, intelligent. We have everything to work with. Even if you're not the money bag person, there are plenty resources out here amongst Black Americans that do have the money bag, and we can pull together and run our own state, city, and country, whatever it is we need. Not that we want to have an all Black, country, or all Black state, or what, that is not what our goal is. My goal is, or I don't believe even all Black Americans are the majority. It's just that we're here where we are. We want equal treatment. We must have equal treatment. We'll not settle for less. And we want to get along with everyone, whether you look like us or not. The love of God is here, not hate. We want Jesus. My goal is to bring people to Jesus, to dispel the misrepresentation of him, that he's a white God that wants us to be enslaved and treated, less than and all that. That's all lies. That's not Jesus at all. And so we have gotten to a place where we have listened to because of the oppression and what have you, we listen to all other sorts of options. And instead of keeping our faith in who really brought us out, no matter how you feel like it might took a long time, whatever, not his fault, never is God's fault. But regardless, he's the answer. Look at where we are today with, they use someone to keep bringing up in Black history about Haiti using voodoo to get free from France. Well, look at them now. Using witchcraft and voodoo and going on Satan's side never is a good idea. It never works. That's the real problem with what is going on with Black Americans. I've talked about them particularly, but it's happening everywhere with everyone. But making choices for temporary quick fixes and quick money and quick fame and all that to go and serve Satan. Lose your dignity, lose everything that it is that has anything that has dignity or morals or high standard or righteousness or anything. Let's crawl and do whatever it is we have to do and bend and whatever else and kneel or whatever to get what we want for a temporary fix that is not pleasing to God, and so forth and so on. Well, before I go on and on, I came back to just talk about something, particularly I was dear God, our leaders, the Hegseth, guy, dear Lord, listen, Black and brown people, I'm going to speak to Black Americans. If you're already in the military, stay in there and do the best that you can with what, if that's what you want to do. But just take a look at history, how difficult it was for Black Americans to be in the military. We proved ourselves to be the best, but that was never good enough. We're still finding ourselves having to get the honors and recognition that we deserve even today. So what? They don't want you in the military. Let them go ahead and go out there, and don't you be a part of these genocide missions that they're being sent on. Don't let that blood be on your hand. Stay home and educate yourself. Get yourself set up, your business or whatever. Let them have it. Let them have it. This too shall pass, but. And women, listen. We know. If it wasn't for us, there is no telling what condition this country would be in. And places around the world, even in the Bible, God had to use women to get anything really done right. Deborah, in war, she had to be the one to go and fight and have the courage that, I forget who the other guy was, all those men and the woman had to step up and be the leader. Listen, these dictator-minded people want to use other people's bodies and lives to make themselves feel good that they are something strong. They wouldn't even go to war. They wouldn't even go to the military. And the ones that did, so what? What did you come out of there with? How did you make our country better? And okay, thanks for your service. Thanks for our freedom. But if you're following what's going on now, I am extremely appreciative of those that have gone before us and gone to war and fought battles for us and did what they had to do, shedded their blood and their lives, just some people's lives just totally devastated because the human mind was not supposed to have to suffer all that horror of killing just thousands of people and doing just inhumane things that someone ordered them to do. Some sick ruler decided, they're gonna go in and we're gonna just kill all the women and children and whatever, just because he hates them or whatever. No. I am so glad they held their own and they did not applaud that mess that was up there speaking to them, these generals and what have you. They didn't applaud it. They did not honor it. Oh my God. And for our own leader to threaten their ranking if they didn't like what he was saying and decided to use their own right to get up and leave. Listen, we're living in some dangerous times. And military, there's many Christians in the military. Get real, because you're going to need it. Get real with God, because you're going to need it. All of the strategies and bullets and bombs and drones and whatever. We may have the best of the most or whatever. But wars were won, and those that did come home, they came home because of the prayers of family members. And, it was a spiritual battle regardless. So, don't get fretful and get offended because they don't want anybody black in the military. Let them have it. Let them go ahead. And you want people, you want to, commit genocide on someone, on a country or whatever, unnecessarily killing people, don't even care, just reckless, with the mindset of, oh, a few casualties, that's just part of, we're not at war, but they're creating a fake war in order to be able to feel that demonic lust for blood and murdering and taking lives. So stay out of that mess, Black Americans. Stay out of that mess. We had to go in every one of these wars and use our military, our God-given strength and skills and genius to save this country from getting slaughtered. And the ones that were slaughtered, in a lot of cases, there were Black people saying that's not the way to do that. They wouldn't listen to us. And then when everything explodes and goes crazy and we show up and are heroes, they don't want to give us the credit for it. They're still trying to take down. Who takes down the Tuskegee Airmen? The majority of so many white people that were on our side are alive today because our Tuskegee Airmen ancestors saved their behinds. Let them have it. Basically, this is their war. We do what we're supposed to do and let them fight that battle out. Don't be a part of them setting, because see what they do when you're in there, unless you're already in there and you want to stay. But what they do is what they've done in the past. Take us and put us in the front and be shields for them. A great opportunity to demean you, beat you, all kinds of ridiculous, heinous stuff. And so, and as far as women, listen, ladies, we know that we are the true backbone of everything. Why do you think God reprimanded Adam and wouldn't even use a man's sperm to make Jesus? That tells you something right there. Listen, women have always been the strategizers with what strength we have, if it's less than a man's or not. The race is not given to the swift nor to the strong, but those that endure to the end, the Bible says. And so we were at home standing our grounds, building weapons, feeding our families on whatever we could get, our hands on or whatever. We were in churches and in homes praying. It's just on and on how we held it down. And basically a lot of things that we were involved in, it was just because of some man's ego. We weren't even necessarily supposed to be involved in some of this mess. Lyndon B. Johnson, he killed so many black men in the war, just feeding them for money, and it was ridiculous. It's ridiculous. White people, black people, everybody was protesting against that war because it was not a war that we should have even been involved in. So many people came back so hurt, so wounded, be all the wars the same, but different things for different times, but tested on, uses guinea pigs, all kinds of things. And then nobody's here to help them once they get back home. People's minds are shot, gone beyond the human capabilities, and couldn't handle it. So let them have it. Stay here and take care of business what we need to get our foundation set and anchored like it should be, and be ready for the next move to come through, and build up and raise up politicians and what leaders for our country. You know, they talk about, you know, women, you know, not being capable and, you know, all that. Listen, ladies, listen. There's so much we can do, and that we already do. You know, fight for your right, yeah. But, you know, don't get all down and out and, you know, and hopeless or whatever. Never. They tried to take away what we did after the war. They wanted to throw us back in the kitchen and take our shoes off, make us barefoot and pregnant and slaving over a stove and serving men, and give them the jobs that we have and had, and running us out of the job market. That's wrong. No. We don't have to stand for that, and didn't. Then when we rose up and, quote, women's lib, then we were wrong. Bunch of lesbians and a bunch of this and that. You know, and one of the problems is we went about it in a lot of ways wrong. See, instead of just standing our ground and handling things still in a holy, righteous, moral way, you know, keeping our morality, our decency, and all that, and dignity, we wanted to start doing what they were doing. That doesn't make you as strong as a man or whatever. If you smoking some cigarettes and ripping off your bras and, you know, all that, that's just fanfare. Bad ideas. Smoking has killed how many people? And so you know, if you yield, is spiritual. Remember, it's spiritual. How many women prayed their families and what have you through? How many women started churches and denominations around this world, right here in the United States? And then men came along and ruined them, took over them, and started to, you know, doing all the craziness that we're seeing now, the fall of religious leadership. And then when it comes down to, I agree with him about the fitness. I agree with him on that. If you're gonna be, and I think it's for as well, law enforcement, any first responder, because you need to be physically fit and able to move on a dime, just, you know. So, you know, they got guns and tasers and can't run, so they shooting people, tasing people. No. And then when you get to the place where, you know, if you know, I don't care about the shaving mess, you know, cutting the hair off your face or whatever. Cutting your hair down. I mean, I understand uniformity and, you know, there needs to be some type of, but let me say this. Just because somebody is LG, that BTQ plus blah blah, it has nothing to do with their capabilities of what they can do. There are some men that can rock a dress probably better than me. They can whoop you. I mean, whoop you, whatever. You know, a lot of them have been hurt and wounded and what have you. And don't step across the I've seen and heard about quite a few situations. Your size of your, stature and how, doesn't have anything to do with it, whether you're LG or not. Excuse me. Those men are as qualified, if they are, as anyone else, if they meet the qualifications. Just because they are dealing with whatever that sexual identity is, that does not say that they are not capable of following orders and doing what it is that needs to be done in order to be a model soldier. Now, the whole dress wearing business, I don't even want to address that because it's too long. It's too long, and it's a lot of explaining that I would have to do in order to keep, folks get all offended about whatever. But I believe what I believe. I believe what the word says, and it speaks about men not wearing women's attire and so forth and so on. And there's a reason behind it. I mean, it isn't that it's going to make you that way because, but spirits take hold of things when you operate in certain things. It may look funny, and you may not be LGBTQ, and you think, well, I'm just dressing up like this for fun's sake or whatever. And I know that there are plays where, people have to play a role of some type, whatever. But when a military person is on leave, or out of the military, I should say, because you're still held responsible even when you're on leave to honor their uniform. And if they don't want men wearing dresses, you just can't wear a dress. It's not the end of your life. If you want to be in the military, then you're going to have to just follow what the military rules. Those are not they're not asking you to stop being who it is you think that you are. They can never take that away because it's on the inside of you. Men have been, and women, or whatever, it's been for as long as women has ever been able to be in the military, but particularly majority has been men. Men in the military have been LGBTQ, I+, and everything else there is since Adam fell. And you're never going to be able to rid the military of them, but they can't just openly, walk around and do, that. And, I think to me, I think it's distracting. And we're talking military. If that's the life you want, then you're going to have to go along with whatever, that rule of that. There's a uniform that it has to be a certain way. It has to be worn a certain way, pleated a certain way. Your military honors put on a certain way in certain places. Those are the rules. Now, I'm not going to go any further with this because, for one thing, I'm feeling kind of draggy. I ate and it's kind of wearing on me a little bit. And I fasted this morning, and I've been fasting lately when I don't really feel like you necessarily have to fast in order to have a close relationship with the Lord. But I do believe that when you do, if you do, it will help. It helps with you and your focus on Him. Um, it's been just kind of involuntary fasting. It's voluntary, of course. I'm willing with whatever God wants, but it's just been happening that way. And I haven't been feeling like I'm just not eating if I'm not hungry. So, and when you take certain supplements and what have you, it can curb your appetite. It can do a lot of different things. But, back to, what all this one person said, and I agree. It's like you talking this old time patent, war talk out in public with all of our military leaders in one place, that if somebody wanted to bomb that place, it was just, he said, we don't, this is not the 1700s, where we are boots on the ground only with bayonets, and we have bombs and drones, all sorts of weaponry and technical weaponry, that digital, whatever. We don't nuclear, all kinds. We don't do that same kind of. We got a world, or Lord help us, Jesus. So I just wanted to say that, because they're trying to go back to an era, living out a sick past, trying to it's crazy, trying to turn the world back into erasing almost all of the progress that's been made on one person's sick mind, and then all the rest of the sickies following along with it. Oh my goodness. So anyway, I just wanted to say that women, don't be discouraged. There's so much we know how to do and we can do, and it's only temporary. And move forward. We change everything and make everything better that we put our hand to. That's just who we are, how we're created. We're nurturers. We do business well. We do everything well. And so, you don't have to let anybody put you in any kind of stressful stronghold of what you can't do, and they're stopping a whole lot of things. But so, that doesn't stop you from still being flourishing and being this phenomenal human being that you are. The same thing with anyone. Black people, whatever. So they don't want you? Bye. Let them go and get killed out there. I'm just saying, if they insist, go ahead. I'll catch up on y'all later. I'll become military when this mess is got fixed. Use your head, use some wisdom here. White folks don't want to be bothered with that mess. Why would we run to the no, and no. I don't know. All I know is I say, black people, we need to be getting our candidates ready for when this thing turns over. And first of all, Jasmine Crockett is my go-to. And I say that because I hate to even put all that on her, because it is a grueling life, but she's all in. She has been found qualified, regardless of what people are saying. Some people are saying. And there are some other women that can really hold it down, I believe. Now, I'm not, this is not everything about what she thinks I think or agree with. It's just like Kamala was the one that would have been the better choice just for the sake of not having this. But it was a lot of things about what I had seen about her that I did not agree with. Her stance on the Palestinians. She claims that she feels bad about it, but she would still vote for Netanyahu and go along with him because her husband's Jewish. See, she don't know how to separate. They talk one thing and then do something else. And she's out with this book, but yet she can't answer questions. Still going around the bend. You're not even running for anything right now and going around the bend. Not being transparent and totally honest and handling it. Like, easily it could be. Should have learned something from when you were running. Claims she did, but yet she was still doing the same thing. If you ask me, this is just my opinion. This is all for entertainment and educational purposes and information, blah, blah, blah. I'm no therapist, doctor, da-da-da-da-da. But she didn't look sober to me. That is not, I can't, Listen, if you can't handle life, everyday life, and it's hard, and I've been on the side of, it's been some troubling times. But you know what? My stance is in Jesus. And I'm going to make it through every single time. And listen, if you got to have gummies and go to the dispensary every day and be, buzzing off of something every day in order to function and just to be a normal human being, you don't need to be trying to run the country or anything else like that. I don't even want people when I'm at a function, when I was going to functions, people should be trying to talk to me that I'm like, right now I'm kind of slurring because I'm feeling just like this food is like plump, right on top of everything after not eating for a while. But in Jesus' name, okay, let's just gotta get this straight. Because I don't drink, smoke, none of that. Not that makes me any better than anybody, but I just don't. First of all, no. No, absolutely no. None of it's good for you. None of it ever agreed with me anyway. Even trying to see if it was something that you want to try to be cool and socially fit in and all that. Yeah. So where am I? Oh shoot, I'm past time. Listen. Don't lose hope. Jesus is the hope. I know he can. I know he's hope. I know he is a keeper. He is a mind regulator. He is all of those things. He has been all of that for me, even right now. Right now. I've still got some things I'm overcoming and I'm working through it. It's easy. You can go back to what you think you knew, but I'm on the pull up of and moving forward of better than before. And God he's able. He has already provided for us. And whatever it is we need, we just reach into the Spirit and get it. I know that it sounds like, if it was that easy. No, it's not always easy. Because for one thing, you try to find your way and know how to do that. effectively. And everything around us keeps our minds racing and, whatever. But you just never give up. It's not to the strong or the swift, it's given to those that endure to the end. See you next time.